Hi, welcome to eClasses online trainings on MSBA and Power BI SQL Server Stack. So the agenda to make this video series on Microsoft Azure is because of the followers who are following me on this YouTube channel on all the Power BI and SQL MSBA videos. I want to make these people to upgrade on the technology, not only on this on-premises. We have to move from our expertise and our technical skills from on-premises to Azure cloud, because till now we have learned on SQL Server and the three components of MSBA and Power BI. So these are till now we have learned only on premises, but the companies and the clients are expecting a Microsoft Azure technologies. So we have to move from this on-premises to cloud services. That is nothing but Microsoft Azure. So I'm planning to do these videos who are working on these BI technologies from Microsoft, like SQL, MSBA, Power BI, and how this Microsoft Azure is going to help to them to get more opportunities in future, and what are all the possibilities and what are all the related technologies inside the Microsoft Azure to learn and to upgrade in their technology. So before we are going to discuss what are all the technologies we have to learn under this Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Azure. The first thing is, what is a cloud computing and what is a Microsoft Azure? And so what are all the different kind of deployment modes of this cloud computing, and what are all the different kind of cloud services we have. So these are the basic things we have to know nowadays, because every company wants to move their all softwares and all infrastructures into Microsoft Azure or some other. It's a cloud. So what is a cloud computing? A cloud computing is a internet based service provider. Basically, if you want to store something, or if you want to run some softwares in your organization, you need a network, you need an application, you need an hardware, you need CPU, you need some memory, right? You need some database. All these things are required to run your software in your organization. So all these things, some other third-party provider, they are serving to the organizations or companies or clients through the internet. So what you need to do, you are nothing to install on your computer. You don't need to maintain any hardware. You don't need to maintain any CPU or database or memory or any application in your local machines or on premises. Everything is just through a web. You can use either Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or any web, and it just log into a service provider account, and you can utilize whatever the infrastructure or whatever the softwares, whatever the applications you want. So a cloud computing is all these services are providing through internet. So who are all the service providers? Who are all giving the services? There are different service providers we have. Among many service providers, Microsoft Azure is the one of the best service provider in cloud computing. And the second one is AWS. Amazon Web Service also is the one of the popular cloud computing service provider. Okay, so under this Microsoft Azure or AWS or any service provider who are all providing this cloud computing, before we are going to discuss about this, we have to discuss how many deployment modes we have under this Azure. How many deployment modes? So one is a public cloud and a private cloud and a hybrid cloud. So what is a public and what is a private and what is a hybrid? Okay, let's say for example, I want to develop an application. To develop an application in your company, you required server storage, you required some CPU and some computers, hardware, right? You need a database servers. All these things are required. So in your organization, in your computer or in your servers, you need to install all these softwares, whatever they required, and you need to set up operating systems. You need to set up database servers, application servers, and you need to maintain the network for all these computers. So this is a headache process to maintain all these things in your hand or in your organization. So what we will do, the service providers, whatever the Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services, these are the third party service providers. So what they will do, they will maintain all these server storage, CPU, hardware, database, whatever you want. All these are placed on their data centers. The Microsoft or Amazon Web Service, they have their big data centers and they are giving a space to you to utilize their services through the web. That is a public cloud. So we are utilizing the some third party like Microsoft or Amazon, their data centers and their services through this web public cloud. So we are the one of the tenant to these service providers. Similar like us, there are so many companies or clients they have. They are going to utilize the same services through this public cloud. So coming to this private cloud, instead of utilizing these third-party data centers, whatever this server storage, CPU, hardware, database server, all those things and networking, everything we are doing in a private cloud. Private cloud means this we are maintaining in our organization. Okay, so you will get a question over here. If we are maintaining again all these things in our organization, what is the usage of the cloud? Again, we are going to maintain all these things. It's a headache process. Correct. But the thing is, everything is in cloud. The people, the users are going to access all the server, CPU, hardware, database servers and services all from again web only. But it is a secured and it is placed in your data center in on-site somewhere. So you are the owner of this data center and no one can access these data centers. Only the people, a group of people related to your organization can access and can utilize all these things from the private cloud. Okay, so coming to the hybrid cloud, this is the combination of public and private. Some of the organizations, they want to use a public cloud and private cloud both. Sometimes what will happen, whatever the confidential or secureable applications, they want to run in the cloud service, private cloud, and whatever or not belongs to secureable, so they want to run those things in the public cloud. In that situation, because it is difficult to maintain everything in the private cloud, the reason to make all the things in a private cloud, it's a, in the cost point of view, compared to the public cloud, private cloud is a bit cost. So that is the reason the people might place some of the applications into the private cloud, and the remaining whatever are not more secureable, then they will move to public cloud. So that is nothing but hybrid cloud. See here, there is a public cloud and there is a private cloud. The private cloud is related to one company, and this everything they have in their data centers. Hybrid is the combination of public to private cloud. Some of the applications will run in their private cloud and they will push the data or something into the public cloud. Already some applications existing in the public cloud, so they can communicate both together, but only some of the secureable applications they will run in the private cloud. So this is the three kind of deployment modes we have in cloud computing. So the cloud computing means, I just want to repeat one more time, what is a cloud computing? Basically, if you want to set up something simple, if we are going to build an application for your business or for one of the client, very simply you required some a database server. The first thing you required operating system, and you need some hardware, and you need some networking, because if you have multiple computers, you want to make all the computers in a single network, you need a networking, and you need some infrastructure like CPU and some hard disk space, you required RAM, all those things. So when you are going to build this application, all these things are required. So these things to purchase, in the cost point of view, definitely it is more cost compared to the cloud services whatever the Microsoft is providing. Okay, so I don't want this application, this setup, whatever we have discussed. I don't want this a longer time. I just want to test an application. So I required all this setup. Even if you are testing this for 1 day or 2 days, you need all the setup you need to purchase. Whether you are going to utilize the after testing completed or not, that's not an issue. But you have to purchase and you have to pay. So instead of paying this, instead of purchasing all these things one time, so how much time you want to utilize this CPU, hard disk, RAM, networking, and database server? You just go to the cloud computing, either it is a Microsoft or Amazon, and purchase how much time you are going to utilize. You just pay for that time, and what services you want, you just pay for that service. Then it will save your money. So that is the one primary reason we are recommending to use Microsoft Azure or any cloud computing. So there are three kind of services we have under this cloud computing. So one service is Iaas, and the second one is Paas. The third one is Saas. What is Iaas? Infrastructure as a service. What is the meaning of infrastructure as a service? You know, in the earlier when the cloud computing was introducing, it's just Iaas. Iaas means through this cloud computing, they are providing some networking and some servers and storage. Okay, so only these are the things they were providing. Let's say, for example, instead of purchasing the hardware a memory, what you can do, you can purchase that third-party storages or servers, and you can store your data in the third-party data centers. So in this, only the infrastructure, whatever is required, networking and servers and storage and some data center, physical plant or building, only these services under infrastructure they are providing. Later, they are increasing some more services like operating system also. Along with this server, storage, networking, and the data centers, they are providing operating system. Okay, I want to run one application on Windows. I want to run one application on Linux or Unix, whatever the operating system. So you can create some virtual machines and you can purchase some operating systems and you can utilize. And also some of the development tools also. Like for example, I want the SQL Server. I want analysis services. Yes, you can purchase that SQL Server and you can utilize. So in this platform as a service, they are providing, along with the server, storage and operating systems, they are giving some more softwares also. So you can utilize those softwares. You can utilize those softwares and you can build your applications. So currently the Microsoft Azure is running on as a platform as a service. And the third one Software as a service. So what is the best example for software as a service? So here you no need to design anything. It's a simply whatever the applications already designed, you can utilize those applications. Like best example is Gmail or Yahoo Mail. So those are the some softwares already designed and developed you can utilize, like Office 365. So Office 365 have multiple applications and you can utilize like Excel or Word or whatever. So everything is there inside the Office 365 in the cloud service. You can utilize that. So we have three kind of services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Our Microsoft Azure is providing platform as a service. Whatever the service you want, you can purchase and you can pay whatever the how much you are utilizing that service, and you can design your applications. So in this training and in this video series, I'm just focusing on the people who are already working on SQL Server, MSBA and Power BI, and what are the services needs to learn inside the Azure to upgrade their career. So those are Microsoft SQL Server, Azure SQL Server, Azure SQL Server, and storage accounts. So how are you going to store the data? And we have under the storage accounts like blob storage, file storage, queue storage, table storage, and again on the Azure SQL Server. And this is also we are going to cover over here. And then Azure Data Warehouse, Azure Data Warehouse, and Azure Analysis Services, and Azure Data Factory, and Azure Data Lake. This is nothing but HDFS system, Hadoop big data, Hadoop system, and Power BI, and some USQL to apply some analytics on the Azure data lakes. Okay, so as a MSBA and Power BI developer, SQL developer, you have to learn at least this Azure SQL storage accounts, Azure SQL Server, Azure Data Warehouse, Azure Analysis Services, Azure Data Factory, and Data Lake, Power BI, USQL. If you are learning all these things, you are the hot cake in the market of BA technologies from Microsoft. You have more options to, you have more choices to get job very easily. So this Azure Analysis Services is nothing but tabular model, and this data factory is similar like your SSIS, integrating the data between different data sources. This is nothing but big data Hadoop system. So we know Power BI, and USQL is a query language getting the data from data lake. So these are the things we are going to cover in the first series, and later we are going to focus on some advanced analytics like machine learning, Python, and some big data architecture. All those things we are going to cover in the second version of the series. Our primary focus is on only these technologies. These are the services in Microsoft Azure. So keep subscribing the channel and you will get more videos on this Azure services, Microsoft Azure services. Thanks for watching this video.